Hi everyone, welcome to Tech Brews job webinar. I'm Alvin and I actually co-run Tech Brews with Terrence. So for those who are new here, a bit of background. Tech Brews is an open and inclusive healthcare community for all. And we started in Singapore in 2023. And we are currently in 8 countries and 9 cities. So that includes Singapore, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Shenzhen, Bangalore, London, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Johannesburg. Sorry, I pronounced wrongly. But please feel free to join in any of our countries' physical meetup. And for Singapore, it's about every Saturday. Our meetup is on every Saturday. For other countries, it's once to twice a month. So depending on the availability of our country leads. So please subscribe to our Luma page to get updates on any of the meetups. And for this week in Singapore, we have Dr. Dimitri from iScript, Australia, who will be sharing his journey and more about the Australian startup and healthcare ecosystem. So if you are in Singapore, please feel free to join in. I'll share the Luma link into the chat, into this Zoom chat later on. So that's a request from Terrence to bump it up. And for this webinar, I'd like to share a bit more about our job features to actually support the community in looking for their next venture. So let me just quickly share my screen just to show you all what we have. So if you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
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 Okay, good. So when you enter into Tech Brews website and you scroll down, there's this job and talent board link here. So when you click into it, the job and talent board will pop up. 3 things here. So one is actually you can do a WhatsApp registrations to actually enter into our job channel, WhatsApp channel. So we do have a WhatsApp channel for all the jobs notifications and people looking for a career hop and so on and so forth. So feel free to join that. And the other thing is we have a survey form, a form to actually fill up your open position. So any of the companies here who wants to hire people and are willing and would like to post up their job position, just simply fill up this form and then your jobs will actually pop up here for any of the community members to actually look into, apply for, and or reach out to you for more information. Okay. Then the other one is actually a open talent board. So we basically flip the script. So we want to showcase the talent in our community who are looking for their next venture. So for you talents, you just simply have to fill up this form. Similarly, fill up this form and your profile will actually show up here anonymously. So they are all coded, right? So if any of the companies or headhunters or search firms are actually interested in speaking to you after looking at your profile here, they'll reach out to Terrence or myself, and then what we'll do is we'll reach out to you and say that, okay, there's someone or opportunity that comes along, will you be willing to connect? And then from there, we'll connect both sides based on your preferred way of being connected. And yes, that's it for the talent for this job portal job features that we developed. So right now, let me just pass the mic back to our speakers today. So we have 2 speakers today, right? Deepak will be sharing about his job search journey and how he finally landed a job by changing his approach. And then we'll be followed up by Simon Rose, who runs an executive search and talent solutions for medical and healthcare sector. So he'll be sharing more about how to enhance your CV. And yes, Deepak, maybe you want to share screen and you can start your sharing.
Thank you, Alvin. I would request Alvin to keep looking for waiting room. If somebody
Okay,
is
sure.
waiting,
I'll
just
note.
add them in. Thank you, Alvin, for the warm introduction. I will share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
So, hi, welcome everybody. Just a second. Yeah. Welcome everybody to this webinar where I'm planning to share my struggles, after entering into Singapore job market. So that's why the topic is job search unfiltered. What you really need to know. So if you are here for a career advice, great. If you are here because recruiter said we'll be in touch, then just fasten your seatbelts. We are just one family. This is me, a self-proclaimed happiness marketer. About my experience, I am not basically from HR background, like Simon, or headhunting background. I have 12 plus years of experience in pharmaceutical marketing and medical communication. So back in India, I've been associated with big pharma companies promoting medicines to doctors. In the year 2022, we got an opportunity to shift to Singapore, and from an illustrious career, I became unemployed in 2022. So struggled with finding a job. Those who are from Singapore, they know market is unforgiving wherever you go. So yes, I struggled to find a job. I tried to find my solace in LinkedIn, applied more than 400 jobs, attended 50 plus events, attended one-on-one career expert sessions and whatnot and whatnot. So then I went back to my marketing brain. I thought, what is not working, I should do more research on how to change my approach, and it actually helped me in a way. So I thought, so Tech Brews is big part of my career journey, and that is the reason I wanted to share with the group as well, that if you change your approach, it's not easy, but you will land some or the other opportunity. In the meanwhile, I also helped one of the Indian medical communication agency to expand in Singapore. And in my latest role, I had marketing for ARQon Group, which is a regulatory consultancy. But I also co-founded RushesGroup, which is a marketing consultancy in last year, September. So I think this button will freshen your memories. So do not, my first suggestion today is do not fall for this easy apply button. And before I go further, there's a quick disclaimer. As I told you earlier, I'm a marketing person, I'm not a HR guy. So it is not a professional advice, it is just my opinion. I wanted to share my experience with the team, and that's why today I'm going to take you through the journey. Take what is working for you and what doesn't. We'll be sharing a feedback form at the end of this session, so you can share your feedback so that we can improve ourselves next time. So today, no jargons. We are not going to talk about any big models, the marketing fluff that normally people like me give. So we are just going to talk simply about three reasons why job search is broken, six opportunities that we might be missing. Some of you are, because job search is a very personal journey. So some might be some might be acing some part of it, but there are some, gaps that you might be looking at after attending this session. And lastly, six ways how we can maximize our chances, So again, I said no model. So just to, make you remember, it is just a 366 job search. So recently, just to share with you, I got I heard one of the career expert, so I keep listening to those people to keep myself updated, and I try to use that if it is useful for me. So the first point that expert has said, that customizing CV. And let me tell you guys, I have, as you've seen, I have applied to more than 400 jobs. Okay, so that means I spent over 200 hours just filling those forms online or their company platform, everywhere. So yeah, we will see, how we will take this session forward. So let's say we are talking about Singapore as a market. So I have had an experience in working in the Indian market where opportunities are big, teams are big, the geography is such, there are so many roles open. You don't tend to get difficulties if you are domain expert in your own therapy area. But after coming to Singapore, I was very positive that it's a major hub, it is abundant of opportunities, it's ever growing. And in the recent report in April 2025, it has been stated that there are 1.64 vacancies for every job seeker in Singapore. So that paints a very rosy picture that there are so many jobs in the market right now. Also, we are seeing that things are changing in US as well. There is additional levy put on H-1B visas. Yesterday only I was reading one of the article where an Indian techie, he got rejected thrice for H-1B visa, but again he got picked up in Einstein visa. So it's a very crazy world, where things are like, sky is the limit. So don't get carried away by these news. Your journey is very personal, so you have to live your journey. So don't get carried away. So the first point that I want to make as far as why job search is broken, the 3 points that I'm going to make. The first one is advent of technology. Now you'll think that advent of technology should help us, right? But it is other way around. So advent of technology has made finding job efficient. So it helped find a job. It helped us to apply a job. So I don't know if there are any baby boomers in the group, but unlike them, we don't have to, search through newspapers and find a job, mail our CVs to wait for the replies. We can just go online and apply for a job. But in the process, it made hiring inefficient. Why I'm saying that? That is a prime reason, number one, because after posting any job online, be it anybody is matching the skill or not matching the skill, they just hit the apply button. And that leads to recruiters getting, more than 100 applications, 200 applications. And that's why they need to use ATS kind of service where they have to, screen through those resume so that they don't have to interview everybody. So this advent of technology, instead of helping us, it actually made our hiring inefficient. Now I have a question for you guys. So yeah, before starting, I wanted to clarify that I will ask few questions in between. If you chat, like if you can write in the chat box, that would be very helpful. So if you are in hiring manager's position, who would you hire as a marketing manager role in your company? You would hire for a candidate one who is having 6 years of experience in healthcare marketing, decent leadership skills, meets all the key requirements. He or she is not perfect, but good enough. Or you will hire a second guy or girl who is having a rare mix of regional experience, having a leadership experience, award-winning campaigns, and checked every box on the perfect match. So if you can write one or two in chat box, that would be helpful. And Alvin can tell me if there are any responses.
Seems like a lot of one.
Oh, one. It's nice. So that is what in market also happens when these kind of the candidate one, when we look at is now I'll just give you a little bit more perspective on this candidate one and candidate two. The good thing about candidate one is it takes 1 month to hire a candidate one, and it actually takes 6 months to hire a candidate two. So until and unless it is a very strategic position where long-term planning is required, in that cases, people will go for candidate two, or mostly people will go for candidate one. So that is the second problem that we are facing in current world, which has become an industry norm, that people tend to do more satisficing than maximizing. So they would like to hire a good enough talent in a shorter duration of time. So it doesn't have to be a top talent, but it works for urgent hires and stable roles. For longer, if you have a very specific role for a long-term investment, definitely they would like to go for a best possible thing. So in today's world, people would go for easy to hire candidates, like average candidates, rather than hiring the outstanding ones. So that is the reason number two why job search is broken. And the third reason stems from the reason one. The employers are being more and more decision anxious. The kind of applicants that they are getting, they have to defend them, right? So if they are suggesting somebody to get interviewed by higher management, So this kind of choice that they get, it does not actually help them. It actually debilitates them. So it is the reason number three, that hiring good enough talent is okay, fast to hire actually best talent slow. So these are the three main reasons, that I see happening in the market, and that leads to people getting rejected on LinkedIn specifically, because of having no direct connection inside the company. So there's another thing that I also used to think, if you ask me, if I like 3 years back, I used to think that job hunt is like fishing, I just choose my spot, that is LinkedIn. I prepare my bait, I create my resume, customize it, put all the keywords, and then, cast my line, apply online. And the kind of dopamine hit that I get after it, like, wow, I just, applied. Now I should get hired. So I wait for the catch to hearing back, but that is a problem with it is as it is not like fishing, it doesn't work like that, and that's why most of the people are here today to understand why the current job search model is not working. Uh, Jobs hunt is like a lobster hunt basically. So those who know how I have seen a couple of documentaries back in my childhood, where there are very specific traps that have been created specifically for lobsters. You know, they had been marked with buoys floating on the water. They keep it there for days to actually finding the catch. So it is not like simple fishing. You go for fishing and within hours you get some response. You have to wait for days. So job hunt is like that. You have to have a proper strategy to go for a long run rather than getting those quick benefits. So that is another view that I have, that job doesn't go to the deserving person because life is not fair. It actually goes to people who are visible in the market. Employers often pick who is available, not who is best. So they don't have any way to understand whether you are best or you're not. So we have to learn how to stand out in this crowded market, and we have to focus on our value communication. If we are able to put out ourselves as a value candidate, definitely it will help with our visibility, and it will help us to get noticed by our hiring managers. So we will come to the second part of our session, that is either what we are doing wrong as of now, or how can we convert them into opportunities that we are missing. So missing on hidden job market is the biggest challenge, I would say. There is another, I would ask you to, write in the chat box again that how much percentage of job vacancies are not posted online. So the options are 20, 40, 60, 80%. So just simple, if people can write in the chat box, that would be helpful. Alvin, any responses?
It's a mix of 40, 60, 80. Let's see.
Okay.
It's a mix of 40, 60, and 80.
Okay. So here on the left hand side, there is a pyramid. When I was entering into Singapore job market, I was thinking like it was my core thinking that employers first go to resume. They hire most of the people through resume. Then they go for job advertisement. Then they go for employment agencies, referrals, and then they hire from within. But actually it is the inverted pyramid, where first they hire from within, and then they go to referrals, and that's where the 80% of positions are never being posted. So there was also another joke that I was reading other day. So as 80% of positions are never being posted, So 20% of the positions that are posted just for us to just be hopeful, that out of those 20% somehow will get picked up. So we have to, change our game to understand really that I actually believe dearly of the principle of Pareto's principle, if you guys are aware of about it. So the 80-20% rule, I think most of the people must be aware, where 80% of results come from 20% of actions. So our objective today is to understand what 80% of time we should spend on so that we get that result as soon as possible. Second point that I would like to make is we keep applying to ghost postings. Now, if you're aware about ghost postings, well and good. For those who are not aware, this is again a case that I saw back in India, where a person, as you can see here, he applied on online portal at 11:54 a.m. and he got rejection at 11:55 a.m. within 1 minute. So until unless they have, advanced AI agent that within 1 minute they just scours through the resume and got to know that this is not the right candidate. So this is kind of an example of ghost posting where these are the postings which are posted for numerous reasons. So either we should identify it and like replace them with the actual posting which are there in the market. They are actually very difficult to identify. But if you look at their job description, if it is too specific to the company, if it is a very vague description which has been giving, or you're seeing the same posting again and again, and nobody is getting hired for that post, then think of it as a ghost posting. The reason of posting, doing this ghost posting is these are just phantom job listings which are exist due to numerous reasons that that company has. It can be a notification posting based on the company that country you are in. So in some countries, employer has to notify the government that yes, they have posted the posting. Some people want to just collect the resume for the future roles to see what market looks like as far as that current role is concerned. Some people would like to do their market research, HRs doing their KPI, and some people just want to show the illusion of growth of that company. So do not blindly apply to the ghost posting, because each application takes half an hour, and that half an hour can be used at somewhere else where you can use it better. The third opportunity that I would say is the most important. Normally, we undermine the power of network. So, being an introvert myself, for initial few months after coming to Singapore, I did not join any networks. I did not try to actually go out and mingle with people, and that's when I feel I myself undermined the power of networking, because networking today, I'm part of multiple groups. I keep networking in multiple industries. That is a kind of job description that I have. But do not ever undermine the power of network, because it might not give you direct opportunity to get hired, but it can definitely put you in the top of the mind of a potential hiring manager. It helps to develop your credibility. It helps to improve your knowledge. So like myself, when I was finding my job, most of the time I got rejections saying, even though I used to get through the interviews, people used to say that you don't have local knowledge, you don't have the regional knowledge of people. So you can actually gain that knowledge through networking. And definitely, these are the times when job seekers look for most support. So, if you have a good network, which I have, I'm thankful for Tech Brews and my other networks. The kind of support that they have given during my low point, I would be grateful, for that. So having a powerful network is a kind of a superpower, I would say. And I'm being a little bit of cliche, but network is your net worth, as they say. we have to definitely work on building authentic connections. So when I got to know that, building network is very important, I just went haywire. I was just talking to everybody. I was, going to all the industry events without saying, whether it is going to help me, not help me. But building authentic connections is very important while making your network. Because if you see at my LinkedIn profile, which I will show later, there are, 2000 followers that I have on LinkedIn. But out of those 2000, even if I have 10 actual authentic connections, which can help me navigate this job search, then that is more important than having, more than 10,000 followers. So building authentic connections, it is actually a potential door opener. Also, after building those connections, please stay on the top of the mind, which I will cover later. But as you grow in the network, you have to be on the top of the mind among them if you are looking for any kind of opportunities. And as like everybody must be looking at YouTube, you know, I don't think anybody must be having a premium subscription for YouTube. But after every 9 minutes or after every 30 minutes, it will show you, 1 or 2 minute ad. So it is an example of YouTube giving us free stuff. So it gives free, give, and then ask for our time to see their ad. So it's the simple, math that everybody does. You have to give before you ask anything. So you have to invest in your network. You have to give them something so that you have earned the power to ask, from your network. So I also like to say that network, it is my one thing that you would like to take from my session today is network, like your life is dependent on it. If you network, if you create a good amount of network, nothing can stop you from getting your next opportunity. Simon will kill me for this, but customizing resume, I don't like. Whenever I talk about ATS, I there have been days I added so many keywords. Ultimately, it became like a seasoning label. You know, it became so crowded, and like I was just trying to add all the keywords that were there. So customizing it as per the job description, adding all the keywords, adding all the role priorities, trying to perfect every bullet, mentioning too many skills was like, it used to kind of actually kill my chances of getting any opportunity. So basically, anybody can guess how much time and hiring managers spent on each resume. Maybe 10 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minute, 20 minute. People can what is their uh, guess, because I don't think anybody would have searched it though. Anything, Alvin?
Let me see. There it's 1 minute, 2 minute. Promoted say 2 minute.
Oh,
Richard say 5 seconds.
that's
Harsha say 7 seconds. Percy
that's
10 seconds.
close. As per the I don't know, recent report, it's said that hiring managers only have 6 seconds to look at your resume, and we are working day in and day out. Like today, I went to the hawker center near my office. I spent more than 6 seconds just to decide what I'm going to have for lunch today. So it doesn't make sense. We spend so much time on customizing resume. That's why we have Simon out here, today, to help us convert that operational CV into strategic CV. You just have to do it once. You don't have to do it again and again. The same thing. This is another thing, the cover letter paradox. So those who know, that is good, but those who don't know, there are two types of cover letters, solicited and unsolicited. So solicited are the ones where you have gotten referral through your network and you are sending them your resume, so you don't have to add a separate cover letter in that regard. You can just add your regards in the mail body itself. So that is a solicited one. Unsolicited one, that we try to customize and attach it with every application that we fill online. So do not try to create as a second resume. Cover letter is just to give them an idea what you are as a person. Okay, so do not create it as a second resume, because already they have your first resume to see what kind of experience you have. It is just to show whether you are a right fit in their culture, okay, or the kind of profile that they are looking at. So do not again spend more time on cover letters. If it is not asked, just don't attach it. Misleading job portals. So there are so many job portals out there: JobStreet, LinkedIn, Indeed. We have to use them strategically. Our objective, I used to look at the job portals to apply a job. That is not the objective of job portal. Actually, it is employers market. So they have created these portals to promote their services to us. So our objective through the job portals is to research the company well. If we set up right alerts, if we use filters effectively, we will be able to get all the right notifications at the right time. Do not ever, if you are even on Indeed, in my experience, Indeed captures most of the job openings. So if you're on Indeed, you will get a fair understanding of what is happening in the market, and which companies are growing and what kind of roles that you're looking at. So these are 6 things that I feel we should not, you use it strategically, basically, so that we can actually use our time to the fullest. Because some of you must be having, full-time jobs, and it is really difficult to spend so much time on customizing everything, basically from resume to cover letter, and ultimately getting rejected by the portal itself, ATS itself. So then the next question comes is what we should do. So what I started is, if you see, this is my old profile of LinkedIn few years back. That was me. I was product manager in one of the leading Indian pharmaceutical companies, and I never, bothered to update my profile and update anything for that matter. I only had roughly 200 connections at that point of time. When I came to Singapore, I did the first thing is changing my profile. So, if I ask you if you get connection requests from either of these profiles, even I will not, connect it with the first profile because it's so unprofessional. So definitely optimizing LinkedIn profile is one thing that I would suggest you all, because this is one thing that every recruiters goes through, because LinkedIn is kind of a standard where they look at your profile. If you're lucky enough to get through their ATS system, this gives a wholesome picture of you as a professional in that specific industry. It gives a standard format where they can see which company you are in, what college you have gone to, what kind of recommendations you have, are you engaging online, or like what are the different kinds of certifications you have. So this is a very basic thing, that we should have a professional photo. One thing that I would like to suggest is always mention headline beyond title. Do not just mention your current role that you are having right now holding, because ultimately they have your resume. They will be able to see your profile, and ultimately they'll get to know. Rather than that, you write a headline beyond title. Like in my case, I help pharma and medical device companies to reduce marketing costs by 40%. So this is kind of value statement, value proposition that you give to your potential employers. If they're looking at something like that, they might reach out to me. In about section,
To go
yeah,
faster.
sorry, yeah, I'm almost at the end. Sorry.
Okay.
So yeah, fill every section. Do not leave any section out. Even get few endorsements. The first thing that I did after coming to Singapore, I got endorsements from everybody, from my colleagues, from my ex-hiring managers, from my friends. Those are the easy targets. Just go to them and ask for endorsements. If you get some endorsement, they get, you are having people endorsing you. Engage on LinkedIn. So don't need to do a full so when I started off, I just did a couple of posts in a month. From there, so start from 10 minutes daily spending time on LinkedIn. So you can just comment on some industry post, The end goal should be, as per the LinkedIn algorithm, you can add 25 people daily. It will not block you if you are sending connection requests to 25 people daily. So that should be your ultimate goal. And if you get to there, and if you can write 2 to 3 posts in a month, that is more than enough to get the kind of engagement that you want and to be on the top of the mind after you do, networking. Attending meetups very strategically, attend local events which you are aware about, be a part of Tech Brews. It has a very good online platform where you see all the events happening all across the globe. Prepare your elevator pitch, that is very important. So elevator pitch, in the old terms, it is 30-second introduction of yourself which will be able to explain yourself to the people. Join online groups. Right now everybody is online. Facebook actually gives you a good example of their personal lives. In LinkedIn, give them about professional lives. If you're on Reddit, nothing like it. It is getting momentum of late, where people are able to get the actual information that what is happening in your space. Set up informational interviews. So yes, so if you're doing a networking session, definitely do not ask. So the one thing that I used to do earlier is sending my CV out. Do not do that, please. That is most important. It is not a transactional networking. Uh, Everybody would like to talk about themselves first. Okay, so always set up informational interviews where objective is to learn what is happening in that industry, what is happening in their current company, what is their specific career path, what is their company's culture, what is the industry trend. It actually helped to build a trust among them. And if you are able to build that rapport with that person who is setting up the informational interview with, you'll be able to build trust in the long term. He or she might give you, a referral in the future. Unlock the power of referrals, as I said. If you are able to set a few informationals in a month, that is a great thing, because the people with referrals are 4 times more likely to get hired. Reach out to insiders, they will give you the actual feedback, which you will not get from any platform. Make it easy for them. If they're giving you referral, just serve your resume and the cover letter on the plate so that it is easy for them to, refer you. Thank them regardless of outcome, because getting a referral is a privilege. So please thank them and be grateful. At the end, I know it's frustrating doing all of this stuff by yourself when you have a full-time job. If you don't have a job, you can still, do it strategically. But if you have a job, it's really frustrating, and I understand. But job hunt is a full-time job. We have to set a daily goals, spend specific hours. You can actually taper it up over the period of time, but we have to stay disciplined because motivation does not help in this case. You have to be disciplined. I'll just skip this slide, because if it is aligned to your personal values, actually it really helps, because that purpose help you consistent rather than getting motivated on some days, and on other days you are not motivated enough. For expats, they can reach out to me, separately. It's a topic in itself, and before going, I would just like to give you a simple bonus rule. Those who are starting out, who have not done what they have done it till now, what I have, shared till now, believe in the aggregation of marginal gains, that James Clear say in his famous book, Atomic Habits. If you do 1% improvement every day, you will be, after 1 year, you'll be able to, you'll be 37 times better than yourself what you're today. So believe in those small improvements, start small. Do not go full all in whatever I have said till now. Just start small, start with those 10 minutes, 1 minute, 2 minute. That is my second thing, the rule of 2 minute habit rule. Again, the James Atomic Habits, James Clear say that, if you want to start any new habit, just starts with 2 minutes. So if you want to write one post, repost, for that 2 minutes. If you want to update resume, list achievements in 2 minutes. If you want to prepare for an interview, talk to yourself in the mirror for 2 minutes. And last but not the least, rule of 21, do something for daily 21 days, you will get a habit of it. So you will get, ultimately dedicated towards that process. So enjoy the process. Don't tie self-worth with job results. It is just a rejection. It is a redirection. because your job hunt is just one conversation away. Believe in yourself. This is summary if somebody would like to take a picture of it. But if one point that I would like to make is, if you really want to succeed in job search journey, just focus on networking, setting up informational, finding the right people. If you have further doubts, I know it was very difficult to uh, compile everything within this 30 minutes. But if you have any doubts, as you have given me your 30 minutes, I will give you 30 minutes of my own time. If you want to reach out, no problem is small, no conversation is ever boring. If something is on mind, just reach out to me. This is my LinkedIn profile. This is my company email ID. This is my personal email ID. This is my phone number. You can reach out to me. I will spend half an hour without any problem to just guide you at whatever stage you are. Thank you very much. Thank you, Alvin. Sorry for extending by 5 minutes. Was okay.
Okay, let's pass it on to Simon. Thanks, Deepak.
Let me just quickly share my screen. I believe you should all be able to see my screen now. Excellent. So thank you very much, Deepak. Tough act to follow, and I will help. I'll do that in the next 15 minutes. So today, my part of it is obviously what Deepak said. It is very difficult in some markets to get a job. There are many fake jobs. There are many applicants. So it's about how do you make your CV stand out. There are certain things that in small parts I may disagree with Deepak, but doesn't mean that I'm right and he's wrong. It's just through experience. So my part is how to turn your CV from operation to strategic. Just very quick background about myself. I'm based in Japan. I've been here for the last 14 years. I come with 19 plus years of executive search experience, placing 50 business leaders in more than 10 countries in 3 different continents. For me, I am very quite picky with CVs, and it's not necessarily about the format and how it's laid out, because you can speak to many people like me. Everyone gives different advice on how it should be laid out. But what I do think is very, very important is how do you stand out from others? And that is about having measurable achievements. Um, the achievements I've used are very generic because I didn't know the audience, but they're all to do with the healthcare profession, pharma device, etc. And these are just samples which could be used. It's more for you to get an idea of what to put into your CV. So why are matrix important? One, it makes your CV stand out. As Deepak mentioned, people only look at CVs for 10 seconds and they quickly through it and make a very, very quick decision. So having matrix really makes your CV stand out, eye-catching, and want to make the person who's reviewing it stay longer on your CV. It adds credibility. It allows you to be compared to other candidates, and more important, it narrates a story. So common mistakes in CVs. CVs are often vague statements responsible for managing clinical trials, or generic, worked on product launches, activity focused, attend KOL meetings, operational, restructured department, or reorganized organization strategy, and problems with no scale, no outcome or impact. If I'm reading this, I just think, so what? It doesn't say anything about you or your achievements, and it doesn't really make your CV stand out. And for me, I read, if you're applying for a job that is very strategic, I'm not thinking this is a person who is strategic. So I just want to go through some examples of measurable outcomes. Again, these are very generic and you could drill down deeper if wanting to. So for clinical development, managing clinical trials in Japan. Okay, so what if you're a clinical trial manager? That's your job. There's nothing that really stands out on that. But if you are going into more details, saying managed 5 phase 3 oncology studies with 450 patient outcomes across 20 sites, 100% compliant, that changes your CV from you know what you're doing. You've managed a complex clinical trial with a large number of patients across many sites. Again, that turns managing clinical trials into this is what I've done, and it will definitely make your CV stand out. Regulatory affairs, supported submissions. Okay, great. But led 8 submissions with the PMDA, FDA, 100% first round approval, accelerated launch by 6 months. Again, if I'm hiring a regulatory affairs person, this is the type of person I want. Again, not embellishing any truths, but just expanding it. For commercial, responsible for sales for cardiovascular products, increased sales 22% year on year, generating $100 million annual revenue and 15% market share. Here, I purposely left out what's in the brackets because what's outside the brackets does sound measurable, but increasing sales by 22% year on year, your target could be 30%. So it actually doesn't show that you're making a big difference to your target and being successful. So by putting brackets that my target was 11% and I've doubled that to 22%, it also makes your CV stand out. I think it's very, very important for this, especially for commercial positions, to really show that you've been successful. And again, with all of these, you could even put in 2022, I've done this, 2023, I've done this, 2024, I've achieved this. So it doesn't have to be just a generic statement. It could be year by year. Process improvement, involved in process improvement initiatives. But then if you put it a bit more in a measurable target, introduce Lean Six Sigma project that improved equipment utilization by 15%, saved 120% annually in operational costs. Again, not embellishing anything, but just changing a statement into something which is going to catch my eye if I am a hiring manager, if I am talent acquisition, if I am a recruiter. Because of time constraints, I'm not going to go through this all, but I think you'll get the idea of this. So what to measure in healthcare pharma CVs? So clinical, number of trials, patients, sites, timelines, compliance, regulatory submissions, approval, time saved, commercial revenue growth, market share, medical affairs, KOL engagement, healthcare professional reached and publications, and operations, cost saving, efficiency, quality metrics. Key takeaways and my closing thoughts on this, and sorry I'm rushing this, but welcome to take questions afterwards. Replace tasks with results. Use numbers, percentages, and timeframes. Align with what matters in healthcare. Every bullet point should answer, so what? A CV with measurable achievements, without measurable achievements, just reads like a job description. A CV with numbers tells a story of your impact within the organization. And getting back to what Deepak said about keywords, I would actually use keywords because of AI. The reason why people are getting rejected is because AI is being used for the first screening. So having some keywords not for the sake of having the keywords in, will help your CV get past that screening stage. That will get to the hiring manager, and having that measurable targets will catch the hiring manager's eyes and want them to will get you one step closer to an interview. I do agree, putting many keywords, it's for the sake of it, it shouldn't be done, but I will never use ChatGPT to write a CV, but what you could do is put a job description in ChatGPT and your CV and ask them which keywords are relevant to your CV to put in, and that could help. So I think with AI, it is making it harder. Going into these LinkedIn and other portals, it is like a black hole, but that's why you need to choose wisely of the jobs that you apply for, make sure that they are relevant, but also at the same time, if you do know the hiring manager or you have a connection within the company, as Deepak mentioned, use your network to say, hey, this is I've got a good friend who would sort this job. Your friend who's working in that company would probably get a cash incentive for referring someone. So again, it's a win-win for everyone. That's it really for me. Very rushed, but again, happy to speak to people if you want to reach out to me on LinkedIn later or rewatch the video. Thank you. Any questions for Deepak and I think, or Alvin?
Any questions before we end off the call?
Hello.
Yep. And who is this?
Richard. Yeah.
Richard,
So
yes.
I have a question, right? So it's more for the first speaker. Right? So I'm just wondering, if okay, like I think on one hand you don't want to like spend too much time to customize your resume, but I think on the other side, like if you don't really have like the necessary words, at least for a specific segment, right, or a specific industry, then it will just appear like any other resumes that you may have submitted. Like so it's like, do you feel like it's better, not to customize, or to spend like just enough time to add enough context, but not to do it like overly excessively. Yeah. Hopefully I was quite clear on that.
This is a question for Simon, right?
Either one.
Deepak, more for you. Yeah. Because just like you mentioned.
I would like to give some thoughts to this as well.
No, so my personal experience, as Simon said, it is opposing of customizing CV. Because for each customization, even you use ChatGPT or even if you use Claude for that matter, because I have seen Claude working better than ChatGPT while updating CV. But in the process, I would still feel that you spend 15-20 minutes per CV and still you don't get passed through ATS. So it is from my side, it is really difficult to support customizing CV for each application. But yeah, as Simon said that if you are in the same country, so let's say if you are having experience of Singapore, you're based in Singapore, you have some good experience in Singapore, you customizing CV might be like you have to try by yourself. So it is a trial and error method. I have used it for last 2 years. It didn't work for me being an expat.
Actually, I want to hear Simon's side.
Yeah.
I think customizing your CV to a certain extent should be done. If it's a bit generic, again, depends on also your avenue, because if I'm asking someone to customize their CV and they're not going to do it, no matter how good they are, to me, that tells me that they do not want the job, and then I'll find someone else that will spend that 10-15 minutes. But again, that's going through a recruiter. I don't think that I think you should have a good template, and maybe have a temp, if you're looking to go into 2 or 3 different types of potential positions, then have 2 or 3 different types of CV that would suit that, and that would avoid that. So you can do the work early on, which should be good enough for your future job search.
Actually, I agree with Simon. That's what I do. I have 2 different CVs. One CV listing all the different achievement that I've done, and then when I apply for jobs, accordingly, then I just pick whatever line that I want to put in for different CVs. Yeah.
There is a question from if the Richard's question has been answered. There's a question in the chat box to Simon from Jean-Marc Cotier. I had a bad year with poor results to show. Market conditions being the main factor. How to address this and still follow your recommendation? I have an answer, but like Simon, you
You go
do it
first.
first.
You can go first, and I'll answer as well.
Go ahead, Deepak.
So actually, Gene, there is a way, you can always set a narrative as per, because see, nobody knows better than you what role you have been playing in that, like whatever role. The way Simon said is, it has to be, your CV has to be more action oriented. It does not need to show actual results. It might be efforts as well. Like what kind of, like, I don't know what segment you are in, but let's say I'm in marketing, and for that matter, I did not grow in the specific year. The sales did not grow for the specific year. So I will talk about different innovative campaigns that I have done, and which resulted, that specific campaign might have resulted in something. So you have to find a little bit positive in overall negative scenario, and you have to make that little bit positive a very big, in your CV. Simon, I don't know what.
Yeah, I can agree with you. Also, if sometimes the market is challenging and maybe none of your competitors have achieved target, but whereas maybe your target, maybe the market grew 8%, but you still didn't achieve your target, but you got 10%. Again, so you're still above, because the market conditions are bad, you're still doing better than the market conditions. So if that is a case, you could use that as an example.
I agree. Good suggestion, Simon.
I think there's one more question from Pranav.
Yeah.
Any
Any specific recommendations for expats? In Singapore, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It's difficult. If you're an expat, you can't expect an expat package. If you want to stay in Singapore, if you can get one, that's great. But maybe you can get a local plus package. But if you've got a very good expat package, it's very, very rare for companies, unless you've got a really rare skill set, to offer an expat package. That would be my thoughts.
Actually, what about
Or
the other countries? I mean, Simon, you are also looking at other
Yep.
countries, right?
Expat packages are just, unless you're doing an intercompany transfer, it's just very, very difficult. In the last 3 years, I've only had one expat contract. There's local plus contracts, but expat to expat. And again, it could be you have to sacrifice. You still can get the schooling, maybe the housing, but where you may not get is the flights home, the tax equalization. So again, you have to weigh up the costs of, is it worth staying in Singapore? I may have to take a little bit of a financial hit, but what's best for my career long term? For me in the UK, for example, the economy is not great. So to go back to the UK, it's not necessarily the most appealing time at the moment. So I would consider taking a salary where I can save and make money, but maybe not as much until the market grows back.
I was about to say get picked up by Simon. But yeah, actually, Simon, what you said is correct. The problem of expats in Singapore is such that salary is predetermined. So it is predetermined by the government. So that is the main challenge that we face as an expat in Singapore, where even though you would like to, as an expat, I can work on any salary, let's say, but the problem is government does not allow employers to hire an expat on a certain salary. So it has been already predetermined through the Compass network framework. So that's where expats actually face a lot of problems in Singapore.
I think the other issue was visa, right? I mean,
Yeah. That's what.
That's the
So like, if
visa.
you have salary, visa is not a big issue.
Yeah.
So if employer is ready to pay a certain amount, then visa is the least of the concerns.
Actually, for Simon, when you're helping the different clients look for talent, right? Is visa always an issue, or are they always willing to pay for it?
The visa, if the person is already in the country, visa shouldn't be an issue. Look, it's what, a few $1,000s, whatever it costs, it's nothing. So if you're, for example, on an employment pass and you need a new employment pass, that cost is covered by the employer.
Okay.
Simon, one question from my side. Again, I'll go back to resume per se. Like, do you think that we should customize it for every role? Like you said earlier, that there should be two types of resume that, we should prepare if we are applying to two different kinds of jobs, let's say profiles, you know. Do you also feel the way I said earlier that cover letters should be given along with it, or it should be like given on need to like give basis?
Depends on what the posting's saying. If you're going through or Indeed or LinkedIn, sometimes they are asking for a cover letter. The thing is with those, it's always been a black hole
Yeah.
and very difficult to get any response. And now with AI, like for example, I was working with a client and they wanted someone with oncology experience. This person was working is in Japan, a Japanese guy, but he was in Harvard Medical School, 5 years as a research associate in oncology, but he got rejected
Oh.
because he only had oncology twice in his CV.
Oh.
And this was a human rejecting him.
Yeah.
So again, AI will magnify that. So it is worth, from an AI point of view, to put some of the relevant keywords, not for the sake of it, that you can't back up, but relevant keywords so that AI screening with your CV will get past, hopefully, the AI screening. And the objective is now, let my CV sing in front of the hiring manager.
Okay. So actually, I have two follow-up questions to
Yeah.
that. One is companies using AI, like AI to identify whether resume has been written by AI? That is one, because there are a lot of humanizing tools as well. Like, they can just humanize the uh, thing. But second, that is one. Second question is, do you know any platform which can help identify the keywords? Like, what are the missing keywords in the resume? Because I used to use Jobalytics, but it does not work anymore. So, do you know any software or online extension where we can just feed in resume, we feed in, or just you use ChatGPT and like see which keywords are matching?
To be honest, me personally, I do everything in person to a human being. So I don't, the answer to both of your questions is no, to be honest. I just don't know. I have direct access to the line managers, the hiring managers, etc. And very rarely go through talent acquisition. So I don't know any tools. If I do, I can ask around. If I find out, I will let you know. But the thing is, if everyone's doing it the same, then it's just going to be plagiarism, and everyone's
Yeah,
CV is going to be the same. So that's why I would never recommend you use fully ChatGPT to write your CV, but you can make it clean it up a little bit.
got it. Sure. If there are no, okay, there
I
is.
think that let's take one last question.
Jaslene, yeah, Jaslene is asking to Simon, what's your view towards applying job postings route and how to assess if it is genuine job posting?
Job postings are, as I said, it's like a black hole. Everything that I do, every person I speak to, I don't use job postings. I purely headhunt those people directly and approach them for my positions. There are some genuine job postings, I'm sure. Maybe one key thing is to see how long it's been posted. Maybe if it's on LinkedIn, also look at the website of that company and maybe the postings there. And you can go through either one of those. It's still rolling the dice. But that's how long I would look. If you see a job posting on LinkedIn and you think it's a great fit and it's only been out for a couple of days, but you see 200 people or 100 people apply, don't let that put you off if you think it's really the right job for you, because at least 95 of those people, 95% will not be fitting that job spec. So again, that's why for senior searchers, I tell my clients never to put it on LinkedIn. But if you really think that job is right for you and you see it on LinkedIn and you see that it's only been posted for a few days and it's got a few hundred or 100 people applying for it, still apply for it. Don't let that put you off. So my view on job postings route is it's rolling dice. Some are genuine, some people will get back to you, but a lot of the time it is in a black hole. But I don't know how to assess if they're genuine job postings.
All right. Thank you, Simon. And I think that's the end of this webinar. Thanks, Deepak. Thanks, Simon, for sharing.
Thank you, Alvin. Thank you for all the attendees.
Thank you for everyone. The
staying.
recording will be up on YouTube. See you, everyone. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye. Thank you everyone for
Bye-bye.
joining.
Thank you.
See you.